Usually, whenever God is calling me to do something and I'm not doing it, or I'm not taking the steps that I need to in order to bring that thing to completion, I feel this kind of tugging in my spirit. Sometimes, or let's be real, most of the time, when I have this sensing, this urgency in the spirit, but I don't know specifically what it is, I start having a panic attack and I go into, God, what am I not doing? What am I missing? Like, what is going on? And all of these things in my head that cause me to go into this like spiral and make bad decisions that involve binge eating or just doing things to try to comfort or satisfy my flesh. So I've been having this feeling lately where I've just been having this internal panic attack, and I go to God and I ask him, what am I missing? What am I not doing? But instead of being patient and allowing him to minister to me, I go into full panic mode, and I've just been like being dumb. That's the best way I can honestly put it, because that's how I feel. Like, instead of just being like, okay, God, I'm gonna let you minister to me in this time, I'm expecting him to answer me immediately because my flesh is uncomfortable. Because when I go into this panic mode, I'm so used to having something to instantly take that pain away, that whenever God doesn't answer me instantly, I go to something that gives me that instant comfort. So I'll go to food, or mostly it's food, because for me that's just my thing, honestly. So it just got to the point where I'm like, okay, I binge ate. I literally didn't feel better. As I was eating the food, after I finished eating the food, I'm like, okay, I don't feel any better. And then something clicked to me like, okay, why were you eating to feel better? Like, you're not even eating because you're hungry. You're eating because you're missing something and you don't understand it. So you're just looking for immediate comfort. So I sat down and I just put on some music and I'm like playing Monopoly Go and just like working through the thoughts in my head in a calmer state, because when you're in that state of urgency, in that state of anxiety, those decisions or those things that you're trying to come up with answers for are usually not the right thing. So anyway, I'm just sitting here listening to music and I'm like, God, why is it so easy for me to help other people when they're going through things, to discern what it is that they need to do in order to get through them? Like, somebody can come to me and say, hey, I'm feeling this, this, and this, and I'll be like, oh, well, maybe you should pray, maybe you should fast, maybe this, and this, or like, I can discern that. But when it comes to myself, I'm not looking at it clearly. So as I'm sitting with myself, I'm thinking about all of the things that I'm experiencing in the perspective that what I'm experiencing is somebody else coming to me and telling me, hey, this, and this. So it was easier for me to digest or discern what it is that I need to do in order to overcome these things. Like, hey, okay, you're feeling this way, you're feeling all this resistance in the flesh because you're not surrendering to the spirit, you're surrendering to your flesh. So every time there comes a temptation where you can either have the choice to give into your spirit or to give into your flesh, you always give into your flesh because it's what you're accustomed to, because it's easier, because it's instant gratification, instead of delaying the gratification, allowing the spirit to minister to you, which in the end is going to bring a better result. You're just trying to rush out of it because you don't know how to sit in your uncomfortability. You don't know how to sit in the pain of not knowing for a few moments, because you know that God is going to bring the answer. He always does. That's what he does. Because it says that his people perish for a lack of knowledge. God does not want us to perish. He wants us to succeed. So he wants to tell us things, but he's not going to give us the answer when we're in a state of panic, because it's just going to reinforce that instant gratification, which is something that he wants to deliver us from. So with that being said, I just learned a new skill today. I hope that that can help you. So just remember, when you're feeling that anxiety, take a deep breath. Don't lean into food. Don't lean into the things that you often run to for comfort. Take a deep breath. Sit in the stillness. Allow God to minister with you. There's some times where it's just like so intense that like you need something to comfort you. So if you have a fidget spinner, a fidget toy, music, or just a little snack, we don't want to create unhealthy habits that lead us into this continuous spiral. But